You know, it was a very black Thursday in Lagos, but largely avoidable, if you ask me. According to Murphy's Law, if anything can go wrong, it will. Every one of us, in one way or another, unwittingly contributed either directly or indirectly to the causes or prevention of accidents of Thursday. Survivors of the accident revealed that they begged the driver of the bus to wait for the train to pass, but he ignored their pleas. That passengers had to beg the bus driver to stop is hair-raising. Now, let's hear first from the State Commissioner for Health, Professor Akin Abayomi, about latest development concerning the accident.
Is 102 injured persons associated with that accident. We believe that most of these would have been inside the bus, but because the bus was carried for a long period of time, almost a long period of distance, almost 100 meters by the train, we are also aware that there were persons that were injured outside of the bus. And so that is probably responsible for the higher numbers of persons that came or were brought to Lassuth for treatment. It's a bit too early to really get a full detail from most of the passengers or the injured persons because, as you know, and you've seen some of them, a lot of them are in pain or have moderate to severe injuries. It's not a time for us to overstress them, but as they get better, we are going to, of course, collect more information from them.
Okay, Jide, we are talking about a situation that was largely avoidable.
Totally avoidable. Not even largely.
Completely avoidable.
Completely avoidable. You can see the train was coming. You have to stop. Let it go away before you move. That's the normal thing. But sometimes, overconfidence, you know, some drivers believe that, look, you cannot even dictate to us.
Yeah.
Many of many artisans, you hire an artisan to build your house for you or to fix something in your house. He won't even want to take your instruction. He wants to tell you that, oh, I'm capable, you can't teach me my work at this stage and all that. And it's the same thing. I remember one day, I had an accident in 1995. We were going to Isolo. We kept telling this driver that he was overspeeding. He wouldn't listen. As we got close to that Swanee Junction, he lost control. So the bus flipped. The first thing, some of us were injured, you know. Nobody died, but a good number of us were injured.
And
the first thing he did was he just got out and took to his heels because if he had waited,
who knows?
Oh my God.
Who knows?
The anger of the passenger, because this was an idiot that we kept warning that you are overspeeding, but you wouldn't listen. Now, immediately after the accident, people were baying for his blood. Because that's how we would have lost our lives. If not for Providence, I said, no, you are not going to die at this day. There was a guy who was going for an interview. He was decked up in white shirt. He had this tie.
Bottom box.
Yes, was ready for the interview. He had blood, all over. So he looked, said, this opportunity I waited for, this guy has ruined my life. He was crying. Yeah. So you mean if that one got hold of him, he will have torn into pieces. This guy, yesterday we were discussing here, I said I was sure that driver was the cause of this accident. Because he wanted to be overconfident. They say overskilled, and they kill monkey.
Yeah.
He wanted to show that he was. At the end of the day, you must first understand how this thing works. Once you get too close to the rail tracks, the train will magnet you, keep you right there. That's why they couldn't move an inch. And then look at, when I heard the commissioner say that the train
100 meters
pushed the bus up to 100 meters. You can imagine at the time when it was pushing them, people will have died several times.
Again, the train was not speeding. I may be wrong, but I don't think it was speeding. If it was, it would have been a different story. Because I heard the driver escaped.
He will escape. You know, the train was in the midsection of the truck, of the bus, that it rammed into.
Yeah.
So definitely, if we do our investigation, the people who are fatally injured will be the people who face the direct impact. Yes. Yeah. But, you know, as the driver, we will easily find a way to jump down and run away.
Adekunle, we see these things almost every day, but essentially, many accidents, not all, are avoidable.
Yes. Just take a look at the way public service drivers, I mean, those who are in government, you know, service, the drivers, look at the way they drive.
Yeah.
You will see the true meaning of recklessness, impunity. They go anywhere, and the truth is that police, LASMA, other security agents don't ask them questions. Don't bother to. It's you and I that they always, you know, query that, oh, you cannot do this, you cannot do this. But those, because look at the vehicle, you could see it's Lagos State government.
Yeah.
So who is the last man that will not say, oh, you can't pass it? No, you can't do that. You understand my point? That, you know, has put that thing in their mind that they are above the law.
Wherever the driver might be, I'm wondering if he is able to appreciate the carnage.
No, it is what is in you that, you know, plays out all the time. Okay, from people that were there, they said other vehicles were waiting. It was like, I can go now. And from what we had, eyewitnesses, they said, you see, when the train is approaching a level junction like that, then it will be blaring its own, and you'll be hearing from long distance. We also drive, so it's something that has happened many, many times. And if anybody is caught in that loop, believe me, there is no one that can be blamed except the driver. You are just too reckless. And you put people in the harm's way. Look at that train. It's not the fast train. Maybe we see them every day. Those that are in the hospital now, many of them may not be in that bus. You know, this kind of train, you see many people hanging, see many people sitting on that. You get my point? So those ones, there's nothing to talk about. You know they will be in this.
Oh boy.
Because immediately the thing happened, many of them will fall down, many of them will.
And generally, we're talking about a group of people, a country that hardly punishes wrongdoers.
This one, I don't think this one will be the same, because I was part of the briefing today, and the state government said the man is the driver, because he ran away, but some people said no, he turned himself, to the police and other. But he's in the police custody. Okay. And they said they're trying to, interrogate him about what and what and what. But from what we find out, even in the state, secretariat, you see some people who said 2 days ago, 3 days ago, this same driver, he took them to so, and they were complaining, they were warning, they were.
I think they even need to take a second look at some of the people they hire to drive these buses.
Yeah, that's it.
There are rapists among them. There are robbers amongst them.
You remember the Bamishe story?
Yes. There are all kinds of people. Look at this one now. Look at this one. Is this one that put the lives of so many people in jeopardy? Is it not worse than a rapist? Look, so there are all kinds of felons. All kinds of felons driving these cars. And when you hire irresponsible people,
this is what you get.
You are just a step away from a calamity. That's what it is.
I'm sorry to say this one is different from the regular BRT, but these are, the ones specifically for public servants in the
But they're still
It's still the
government
same thing.
employed.
No, they are
It's still
different.
the same thing.
They are different. Today, you will see the head of service saying that they do go to Drivers Institute and other places to upscale their skills, to do this, but the truth is, even if they do that regularly,
the
what
police
we
not
see, what
train
we
their
see
people.
outside, what we witness every day, doesn't seem to align with that kind of thing.
Adekunle, I hear we must move on. But again, the lesson is very simple. Restraint. That is the word restraint.